All right, we are live, doing a backwards paddling live today. No, I'm kidding. We are currently backwards paddling. But we got a nice calm evening after a thunderstorm here. We got some eastern kingbirds chirping, and we are gonna do a nice little fishing mission to close out today. Today has been a fun one. I'll fill you guys in just a little bit. Hey, Will. Will, you will be excited to hear what I got up to earlier today. You will be among the most appreciative people because you know what goes into this. So, stay tuned. We're just going to get started trolling the little mini crankbait, and we are actually going to use the net this time. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. We hooked a boatload of fish on this rig, and we lost a bunch because I refused to use the net. Oh, did you get your first tiger trout? No, but you're pretty close. Does have to do with trout. I'll let a couple more people filter in, and then I'll tell my story. It'll be coming out in more detail in a video at some point in time, but yeah. It's a good one. It was a fun thing, I'll tell you that much. Oh, fish on. Already. Let's get the net ready. Oh, it's a yellow perch too. In the net. Successfully landed. Maybe it was the net, maybe it was luck. I don't know. But he came off in the net. It might have been the net. Y'all, when you learn from your mistakes, good things happen. Yes, perclavicins. Beautiful. On the little lipless. Trolling. Let's fix my hair, because that might be a thumbnail shot. There we go. Perclavicins. Nice fish. There he goes. Well, that's a good way to start the live. We got to get our bait out of the unhooked net. There is one little section of fabric, a nice little seam up in here. The rest of the net is silicone, and it always ends up catching the stinking fabric piece. Come on. Get it out of the little fabric piece. That is the current objective. There we go. Alright. Get that back up here. Bait bucket. Emptying out the bait bucket, it fell in the water as I was netting. Tuck that right there. Alright, sweet. We barely left the house. We've been live for 4 minutes and we already got our fish. It's a little, it's very calm out, which will make trolling quite easy. I won't be fighting the wind while paddling like I was yesterday, so that's great. But yeah, what have you caught? So in this live, we caught a little yellow perch so far. Just started up the live. We already got ourselves a little yellow perch. Earlier today, I had a really cool catch that I'll tell you guys about in a minute or two. Let's get this trolling rig back in business. I'm going to tuck this a little further behind me. There we go. All right. I love perch. Perch are some of my favorite fish. They're absolutely awesome. I wonder if I could chuck my bait bucket to there. I don't know. We'll leave it where it is for now. An angling crew. Are you referring to Lake Fork guy, or are you referring to the expletive and then description after it? Because in relation to fishing, you can be referring to either. So you never know. Oh, I had a fish. Had a fish and lost it. Are you American patriots? Do you support President Trump? I'm always willing and able to talk about like my core beliefs, and you can extend that in your mind however you want, but I generally don't discuss politics. I don't think that's worth my time. Politics should be an extension of your core beliefs, I don't really think it's worth discussing unless you're like debate. So I will not be answering that question. So just in general, kayak and fish. There you go, for sure. Yeah. I think politics generally is over-discussed. You should discuss the beliefs behind them. Politicians are just extensions of your beliefs. They don't actually... If you follow a politician instead of the politician following you, you're doing it wrong. That's the whole idea of democracy, which our country generally has fallen away from. We follow parties instead of the parties following us. So, anyway, my rant over. Back to fishing. Oh, I didn't even turn on my fish finder yet. What are we doing, Batman? There we go. Birds on a kayak enjoying the day, trying to bring that darkness into this is wild. Let's get some fish. Indeed. Are you a Christian believer? Do you support Israel? I am a Christian believer, and I believe that Israel has always had a covenant with God and will always have a covenant with God, because he said that. But I think the way in which you support them differs depending on what the situation is. I'm not like a whatever Israel does is good, but generalistically I guess the answer to that is yes. Anyway, yet again, I would just generally prefer to not discuss those topics. I'm open to discussing my beliefs, but politics in general is just a discussion I don't want to have right now. Oh yeah, fish finder's rolling. We're in 8.2 feet of water, trolling along right now. Nice and calm. Right after a big thunderstorm rolled through, so. Politics out of this chat. We're here to fish and have fun. Indeed. Yet again, I'm always willing to discuss my beliefs because they are core to me. If someone asks me if I am a Christian or I believe in that, I will always answer yes, because that is true about me. But politics is not something that I need to discuss. Cool cat, yet again. I generally agree with you. I think it's, there's more specifics to that than what you let on in that comment. The nation itself versus people in it and their actions are different discussions. And I mean, if you really desire to have that discussion with me, that's fine. I can give you my email, but right now is not the time. See ya. I don't know why people, especially people who claim to be Christians, get so upset when I say I don't want to discuss politics. I'd rather discuss my actual core beliefs, because that's what should inform your decisions. Politics itself shouldn't be part of your identity, and it shouldn't be something that needs to be discussed on a YouTube chat. I don't understand why people get upset about that, but you know, that's okay. Things we deal with as people who put content out on the internet. I'm gonna pull this in. Did you get to praise to God before you got on your boat? Well, I read 3 chapters of Isaiah this morning, and I had a great day. And as I sat out earlier today, waiting for the fish to recongregate a pool after I spooked some out, I sat and got to spend some time there. So if that's what you're referring to, then yes. But yet again, I think being critical of other believers is not a good look. Just, if you're trying to be helpful, that's one thing, but coming in and being critical of people you don't know is a tough thing to do. I would generally recommend not doing that. Get to know somebody, and if you need to make a correction, like it says in Galatians, correct with the spirit of gentleness. Don't come in there and just be like, you should do this and this and that. Correct with the spirit of gentleness. It's important. How's your day going? Murph, good to see you. My day's going pretty good, actually. Ow, getting bit by a horsefly. Except for that, no. We've got one fish on the board during this live, and I caught a really awesome fish earlier. I was going to wait for some people to come in here. We had a good number of people in here, and I was going to tell the story of that. And then someone came in here and made everybody, they were not letting the subject go. And now everybody left, which, you know, that's alright. But I'm willing to have that discussion with someone. I'll wait for some more people to come in there, and I will tell that story. I think it's a fun one. Yeah, they weren't being too problematic, but sometimes there's just a point in time where you need to let a subject go, and this individual didn't want to do that in that moment. So, that's alright. I'm not going to fault them for that. I wish they didn't do that, but hey, everybody does that sometimes. I do that sometimes. We all do that sometimes. What in the world? Okay, there we go. All right, we are trolling along. We have a mini crankbait tossed out over the side, and we are trolling it along about 8 feet of water-ish. Let's turn this just a little bit, not that much right there. Knock that into place. Cool. All right, now we're good. Caught anything nice? We got one perch on the live so far. We've been live for 14 minutes. Got one perch. There are likes. Yes, there are. One perch so far, and earlier today, I got myself the biggest native brook trout I have ever seen. You guys will see that video eventually. I don't want to give too many details away to spoil it, but it was, for a native, absolutely gargantuan. Biggest one I have ever seen in my life. And that was the highlight of today. I was very excited. It'll be out on a video for you guys eventually. Super excited for that. Somebody left this paddle here. It was here yesterday. And I thought it must have been somebody's up who was sitting up on the dam when I came by, but it's still here. It's really weird. Someone said they like my shirt. Well, thank you. For my entire life, up until this year, my family went to Ocean City, Maryland on vacation this week. But instead, this year we are up here at our lake house. Ocean City, Maryland has gotten very commercialized, very expensive, very crowded, and we just decided that wasn't our thing anymore. So I'll have some videos from last year at Ocean City coming out next week. 2 videos from that week will be coming out next week. So to commemorate it, that's our last time as a family up in Ocean City, and instead we spent the week here at our lake house in the Poconos. We usually only do weekend trips. We come up many times throughout the year on weekend trips, and we actually get a chance to be up here for a whole week because we're replacing that vacation with this one. So this has been a really cool week, enjoying it with family, all that. But yeah, 15 people in here, 7 thumbs up. Let's see if we can raise those numbers, y'all. I appreciate it. Alright, let's do that. Let's tilt it forward again. Spoiled brat, lol. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's my grandparents' house on my mom's side. But my whole dad's side's here on vacation. Luckily, I have a family who both sides like each other a lot, and we get to spend a lot of time up here at the lake house, which it is such a blessing. I would maybe label it as a spoiled brat. I know you're joking, but I'm definitely very blessed, and I appreciate it. Yes, there you are. Blessed, indeed. Open my t-shirt. Now, how would I do that? Open it. Tear it in half. People say the darndest things. So we got one fish trolling along right at the beginning. The first 4 minutes, we had one on the board. 12 minutes later, no more just yet, but I don't know. Still time. Same thing as yesterday, moving along at a pretty steady clip of about 3 miles an hour. Trolling in about between 5 and 8 feet of water is about the sweet spot, it seems. So yeah, just under 3 miles an hour seems to be our consistent speed. That is a blessing, and you recognize that. That's awesome. Yes, definitely recognize that. I'm blessed in many ways. I'm blessed with a fantastic family. A family that helped me see the beauty of my faith from a very early age. That's awesome. Family who's all very intelligent. There we go, we're hooked up. Did we lose him? We lost him. But yeah, family that is very intelligent, family that is very diverse, has lots of different experiences to share. That's the biggest blessing, is my family. I'm blessed with a situation that, you know, we have something like a lake house. My parents have money. That's a blessing. Blessed with a great church community. Blessed with physical abilities and talents. Oh, we got another fish on. All right, this one's hooked up. Net him. Get him in the net. Hold on. Oh crap, he's stuck. He's hanging off the net. There we go. The treble hooks got caught on the outside of the net. You know what else I'm blessed with? I was talking about the blessings I have. A smallmouth bass. Fish number 2 of the live. Look at that. Or wait, we'll hold him with the other hand. And I can do a thumbnail. Pointing out. So both fingers pointing out to the different fish. There we go. And then if I catch another one, I can go like this and go up. And if I catch another one, I can do another one going down. You got to think about those things. Travis, smallmouth bass. There we go. Let him go. Whoa! Got me. Oh crap. That was not ideal. Oh no. My bucket. I'm not sure if it's permanently broken, but it's definitely currently broken. Oh, it's definitely not permanent. Okay, we're good. Put that back in there. We're back in business. So there I was. But yeah, no, I mean, I was talking about my blessing. I'm blessed in many, many, many ways. And it's not something I take for granted. Okay, seriously? Oh, this is the joys of treble hooks. The start of every great story. There you go. The joys of treble hooks. You unhook the front, and the back gets hooked. So you unhook the back, and go to the front, and then the back gets hooked again. Like, what the heck are we doing here? There's too many hooks on this thing. And now I'm hooking my own line. Okay, what in the world? Hit that button. Did I get it? Nope. This is remarkable. Alright, I got it out. Bring that up here, put that in here, so that can't happen anymore. Drain my bucket again. Building an empire, one fishy at a time. Indeed. An empire. I don't want no empire. Sounds like too much work. How stressful it would be to be like a world leader. I'd hate that. Six people in here, 9 thumbs up. We got 2 fish on the board. Smallmouth bass, a yellow perch. That's my 3rd fish of the day. The first one was so good that I just took a break from fishing for the rest of the day. I don't want to give away too much because I'll put the video out eventually, but you know, Travis will appreciate this as well. I caught myself the biggest native brook trout I have ever seen. It broke my record native brook trout by upwards of 3 inches. It was up more than 3 inches bigger than my previous biggest native brook trout. An absolute tank of a native. Alright. Now that we are done, rather, with Tangle City, let's get trolling again. Seven people in here, 9 thumbs up. 2 fish on the board. We're trolling through about 6 feet of water currently. Gonna do one of these maneuvers. Oh, and we got another fish. What in the heck? We are on fire. It's another yellow perch. I'm gonna pull this one in. All right, yellow perch again. We're on a tear right now. All right, put him. I don't want to treble hook in my leg. This is a predicament. That's better. Aha. Look how this guy was hooked. Just take note. Got that front hook in the mouth. And it's like on his head. This is a yellow perch. Or no, it's a bluegill rather. Yeah, looks like him. He's got like a little baby version of himself on his head. Trolling's on fire right now. We're just gonna keep doing this. And unhook him there. There you go. Yellow perch, number 2. Sweet. I'll do that again. Yeah, pretty calm. Not much wind that I have to fight today, which is great because I had to fight a lot of wind yesterday, and I don't want to do that again. And we toss this out behind us. All right. Use some cookie dough. Interesting. For bait, you mean? That would definitely be very interesting. 5.5 feet of water here. Let out a little bit more line. Okay. "16 people in here, 9 thumbs up." We just had a fish jump right next to us as we were paddling along. 5 feet of water right here. Seems as though we've hooked some weeds or something. Did we get weeds? No, it's just tangled up on itself. Alright. 5 people in here, 10 thumbs up. It's so interesting how much the viewership on the lives fluctuates. I've noticed that I get hit a lot. Oh, there's another fish. You get him? I don't know if we got him. If we did, it's small. I don't think we have him. No, we don't. But we're getting hit a lot. I've noticed that I get hit a lot while trolling. Not on the steady retrieve, but right after I do get hit on the steady retrieve, but I get hit disproportionately a lot on the times that I click the button just like this, let out a couple feet of line, meaning it sinks a little bit, and then I start paddling again. That like little stop and go, which I've done before, but maybe I should start incorporating it more when I'm just casting and retrieving, because it seems as though I get bit a lot on the stop and go like this. Alright. 11 thumbs up. Thank you all. 28 minutes into the live, we got 3 fish, 2 yellow perch, 1 smallmouth bass. Let me know who's hanging out in here. Since we don't have much wind, once I get to a certain point in time, I'll turn and go towards the island, and we can fish off the front of the island, maybe get ourselves a little bit better bass. Caught little smallmouth and largemouth this trip, not many big ones. Maybe we can get ourselves a good one off the island. There we go, fish on. That's a decent one. I think it's another bass. A little bit better than the last one I seen. It seems. I see him. Get the net. It's actually about the exact same size as our last one. Whoa! Whoa! How did that happen? How did you hook yourself like that, dude? Okay, got that out. Alright, ready? We'll hold this one up like this. Just in case I decided to do something fun with the thumbnail. Here you go, another little smallmouth bass on the trolling rig. He's about, he's like 10 inches. Little guy. Alright, see you, buddy. Get this bait out of the net. I'm glad I built this little trolling setup. We caught a lot of fish using it already, and I've only had it for 2 weeks. This is the second week up here at the Poconos with it. Have I ever been fishing in Idaho? No, I have not. I've been fishing in several states. Idaho is not one. Alright, get back out into the main section here. Keep on going. It's really fun. I'm sure it is. I've had fun fishing in basically every state that I've fished in. Delaware, Maryland. Okay, here we go. Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Yeah. Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Tennessee, Florida. Colorado, Tennessee, Florida. Is that it? Did I get them? North Carolina. Colorado, Tennessee, Florida, North Carolina. That's it. Have you ever caught brooktail? Yes, I caught a really big, like the biggest. I was super excited about it. It was the best catch I've had this summer. I caught a gargantuan native brook trout this morning. The biggest native I've ever seen. I catch a lot of native brook trout, usually really tiny, and I caught the biggest one I have ever seen. Victoria Irwin, that's my girlfriend. How's it going? I thought you were getting in the shower. I guess it has been 30 minutes since I talked to you, so you're probably out of the shower now. She's not the world's fastest shower, but she can get done in 30 minutes. Six people in here, 13 thumbs up. We got 4 fish on the board for the live so far. Is that right? Yeah, 4. We got 2 smallmouth, 2 yellow perch. Just like the video. Hey, Graham, how's it going? We got 4 fish on the board so far on this live. Let's see if we can keep it going. We might take a brief intermission from the trolling, which has been working really, really well, and go try for some bigger bass. But hey, man, we know we can come back to it and we can have success because we are absolutely slamming them right now with the trolling rig, just paddling along. What fish? 2 smallmouth bass, 2 yellow perch. Up north, maybe? I'm in Pennsylvania. The biggest fish you ever caught. All right, I'll give you top 5. I've got this question multiple times over the past few days, so I got it down. Am I at the mall? No. All right, top 5 biggest fish. Didn't get exact measurements, but based upon what we do know and some charts and all that sort of stuff, and picking it up and handling it, somewhere between 100 and 120 pound stingray. That video's out on the channel. I caught a 5-foot-ish, 90-ish pound shark. That video is also out on the channel. A video that will be coming out in about a week and a half. We got, in that video, I caught both a 60 and an 80 pound stingray. And then 5th biggest fish, there we go, we got one on here. Got a fish on. My 5th biggest fish is I don't know what this is, but it is bigger. It's pulling good, or at least it's pulling harder. Fifth biggest fish is a 30-pound catfish. This is pulling pretty good. Oh my gosh, it's a largie. Decent largie. Not hooked well. Get in there. Bang! Decent largie. Third species, fifth fish. We're having a lot better landing ratio since I've committed to using the net, rather. That's a decent little largie. Nice. It was a good bit bigger than our previous fish. Where are you fishing right now? We are in the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania, fishing our lake house. That's a decent one. There we go. Largemouth. Third species, fifth fish. There you go. Decent little largie. He's a pound. That's a little pound largie on the trolling rig. He was pulling pretty good on the ultralight BFS setup. Sweet. Toss him back. There he goes. Sweet. Fish number 5. Can I get this hook out of here? Oh, the water feels so nice. Graham, I assume you're back home from the lake now, doing normal things? We're about to run into this person's boat. Let's deal with the imminent situation there. We are drifting big time. Alright. Imminent situation dealt with. Alright, that was the biggest bass of the trip so far, which is a little unfortunate. It's a little puny to be the trophy of the trip for bass. Bass fishing this trip has not been great. Bass fishing this summer up at the lake has not been as good as previous years. I do not know why that is, but what I do know is that we're going to give it a shot to change that here shortly. You know what? Because we're close right now. The island's right over there. I'm going to go fish the island for a little bit with the bass dedicated rig. If it doesn't pan out, we obviously know that the trolling is on fire tonight, so we will come right back here and troll again. Trolling the mini crankbait has got us 5 fish in 38 minutes, 3 different species of fish, and that's awesome. I'm cool with it. Do you do bridge jumping? No. If it was the right location, deep water, all that, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think it'd be fun, but I think generalistically when people talk bridge jumping, they talk about jumping off bridges at random, which just doesn't seem like the best idea to me. So I'm not opposed to it. I think it would be cool in certain scenarios, cliff jumping too, but generally those are no-goes for me. So generally, fishing is getting worse in areas where people don't harvest enough fish. You have to remove the average size fish or they'll be all that size. Yeah, this lake is actually stocked with big bass. So I don't know if they just didn't stock as many this year or whatever. It's a private community, so it's a big lake, but they do stock it. So it's kind of like a normal fishing lake, because stock lakes, are usually a little bit better, but they do spread out in here. It's a decent sized lake. I don't understand the concept of in a tiny boat, how do you pee? You don't. If you need to pee, you go to shore, you get out, and you do your stuff. Usually on the kayak, it's rare that I'll go out for more than a 4-hour trip. That's about the max before your back starts hurting from sitting in this and all that stuff. So, if you time it right and you don't drink a ton of water, you should be able to last 4 hours. Now, I don't know if my girlfriend's still in here watching, but her sister, she can't do that. She can't go for more than an hour. I don't know why. It's the darndest thing. But other people, you should be able to make that work. So 5 fish on the board, 3 species. We're going to come over to the island. We're going to try and bass fish the front side a little bit. If we're not getting bites, at least a decent number of them, or going up on some fish, then we'll come back here and we'll do some more trolling. I don't want to the old adage, don't leave fish to find fish. We don't want to leave the fish that we got on the good trolling bite, but I would like to at least, if experiment over here for a couple minutes. Tell me how the audio is. I have the windsock set up in a little bit different orientation. I think it might be a little bit better. Let me know. 17 thumbs up. Thank you all. See if we can get that number to 20 here in a moment. 7:19. It's a little bit cloudy right now because the storm just came through. Zyro. Who's that? He says, oh snap. Zyro, we got 5 fish on the board. Zyro, you usually do this in Bob's Live. Maybe you can pin it up for me. We got 1 largemouth, 2 smallmouth, and 2 yellow perch on the board. So whoever gets that comment in there first, whether it's Zyro or not, we can pin that up so people coming in know what we've caught. Walking on water. Oh yeah. Or more like butt skidding on water. That's skill right there. Because I'm sitting down. I'm sledding on water. Alright, Zyro got it. I don't know why I just like randomly thought of that when Zyro came in. But there you go. He's on it. Alright, we're going to fish the front side of the island here for just a couple minutes. See if any bass are around. If they are, then we'll stick around, see if we can get ourselves a little bit bigger bass than what we've been catching. But the bite on the mini crankbait is on fire right now. And I don't want to just like leave that for no reason. So unless we're getting something, we're going to go back and do more of that. Unless we're having definitive success over here. We'll give it like 10 minutes to assess and then go from there. Quite the honor. Yep. 4 people in here, 19 thumbs up. Feels good right now, honestly. Today was super hot. Like 87 to 90 most of the day. With some humidity. The humidity stuck around, but it's now like in the 70s. And actually 70s, high 70s and humid. Just kind of with like just the slightest breeze. Actually feels pretty nice, at least in my book. So I'll take it. Gotta love an overcast. Oh yeah. That's probably why the fish are biting so well right now. This is the best bite we've been on this whole week while being up here. So I'm not going to give it too long to assess over here because we are on the mini crankbait bite. So we are going to keep rolling with that unless these this bigger bass tactic turns out really well. We had taco salad or a taco casserole, whatever it is, for dinner. That was awesome. Zyro, I caught I'm not going to give too much away because it'll be a video coming at some point and I don't want to spoil it. This morning I went out on a super special mission to a super secret brook trout spot I found. And I had good big hopes in mind and it actually exceeded my expectations. I caught the biggest native brook trout that I have ever seen, especially in a creek of the size I caught it in. I was absolutely flabbergasted, blown away. Breaks my PB native brook trout, not total brook trout, but like not stocky, but native brook trout beats my PB by a mile. I was so excited. It's probably the best catch of my summer so far. I was hyped. I sent it over to Bob. He was hyped because he was potentially going to come today. I was showing him what he missed out on. It was phenomenal, and I can't wait to show you guys the video, but it was a great catch. I loved it. I was out of breath excited. which I don't get like that very often. Last time I was that excited for a fish was when I caught my big 110-ish pound stingray. I should be in the military seeing the world. Well, hey man, you know, if it ever comes to that and I'm called into service, I will gladly, gladly is a tough one to say because, you know, that's a hard thing to do, but I will take the honor and duty, and I will serve my country. But, you know, I'm in school for engineering and I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. So, yeah. Zyra says we are the militia. I mean, in some senses, that's how this country started. Normal people just fighting for their freedoms. Normal folks just standing up for what they believe. It's a good thing to see. We should see more of that today. We don't see enough of that today. Never mind. We need more engineers. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in school for mechanical engineering. That's currently what I'm on pace to do. And I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I absolutely love it. People who watch my channel a lot know I kind of attack everything with an engineering mindset. Love tinkering with things. Love just solving problems in general, learning new things. I just love learning things in general. It's kind of what my whole channel is about. Experimenting in the outdoors, learning in the outdoors. It's all outdoor focused, but it's all really just learning stuff is the whole channel. Right now, we're learning if the bass bite on this side of the island is good enough for me to abandon the mini crankbait bite that we caught 5 fish on earlier in the live. We're a couple minutes into my assessment, and it seems like we're not getting much action, but we're going to give it a couple more minutes. Mission discovered, indeed. You go into the military, you'll go in without stripes. I'm not exactly sure what that means. If the stripes indicate your status or your level, then I guess that's how that works. Usually when you enter something, you don't have much status. That's kind of how it works. My grandpa was in the Army. My great uncle was in the Air Force. My godfather was in the Marines. I guess he's my mom's cousin, so my second cousin once removed. I don't know. I think it's that. I think he still is in the Navy. I know a lot of people have been in the military. I've got a buddy from college who is currently in the Army, and like the Army, I'm not exactly sure how this works. I'm not sure if he's currently in the Army or once he graduates he's in the Army, but like he's a fellow engineering student, a couple years older than me. I know him through the discipleship program at my college, but he is in Army, and when he graduates he will be an Army engineer, I believe. So I think the Army's sending him to school. I don't know exactly how it works. I'd have to ask him, but I got a buddy who's doing that. So yeah, a couple people I went to high school with I know went into the military as well. I have huge respect for those people. Huge respect. It's not what I felt called to do, but I totally am fully respectful of them and appreciate them. We need those people. I think there's a place for everybody. Lots of people are needed, you know. Government scholarship program, yeah. Yeah, I think it's like, I think, I'm not going to speak for him, and I don't want to get it wrong and like be confident on this. What I think it is, it's a think, is that he enrolled in the military, and they said, do you have any academic things that would be beneficial to the military or whatever? And engineering is beneficial. So the military, the Army, sent him to school to get his engineering degree as someone who's in the military or whatever. So I think that's how it works. I'd have to ask him. He's a cool dude. Plays the cajon when we do our worship music. So I play guitar and sing. We have a couple other people. One other guy plays guitar and sings primarily. And then one person who just plays guitar, like does some rhythm stuff, and then he's on cajon. Occasionally someone will join us on piano. It's usually how our worship band goes for our campus ministry stuff. So he's a cool guy. Name's Jesse. Now I feel like I have to ask him for like no random reason. I gotta be like, yo Jesse, how's this actually work? But I'll probably see him next week. Paddle over here a ways. What is that bird? I'm not sure I've heard that one before. I've become increasingly interested in birds and bird identification over the past couple weeks. One of the new things I'm learning, just to enjoy the outdoors more, learn more things, all that sort of stuff. As I said, always trying to do that. So I've become very keyed in when I'm just out here doing stuff into bird calls, and when I see stuff flying around, do I know what that one is? Have I seen that one before? Just kind of make it all more interesting. I think it'll be especially fun to do in the deer stand while waiting for deer to pass by in the fall, even squirrel hunting. But I heard one now that I don't know if I've heard before. So Mother Nature sounds are so crazy. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Just being keyed in on all of it is super fun too, because like you never know what you're going to find then. Like you'll be walking through the woods doing one thing and you'll be met with a surprise for another thing. Like I was out bow fishing the other day and I saw, is that a bite? I was out bow fishing the other day and I found some chicken of the woods mushroom and I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Or some days, like today, I was out going for brook trout, and this will be a short too eventually. I noticed some wild blueberries, so I stopped and ate some. That's just awesome. I'm out there doing deer hunting, and I get to see a bird that I've never seen before. Like when you're keyed into it all, it makes it all the more interesting. So I just love doing that stuff. Zyro, you been doing any fishing lately? I've been so busy, I haven't been tuned in to most of the people who I know. It's all God. Oh yeah, it's really awesome. I was talking about it the other day. We were playing this song at church and I just was thinking about, like, because it was right after I started paying attention to birds, really started getting into it. It was like, it's one of the lines is, every creature unique in the song that it sings, and it later says, you put every star in the sky and you know them by name. And it's just cool because, like, that is true. And the more you start to think about, like, you know, I think I'm close to 50 types of birds that I've seen now. Yeah, what is that one? I don't know. But, like, I start to recognize their calls, and I'm like, man, they are all unique, and it is awesome, so. You're going to get out tonight? Awesome, awesome. What you going for? What's the target? Do I do elk hunting? No, I am in Pennsylvania, so technically you can elk hunt, but that's more in the northern part of the state. I'm going to try and take my first deer this year. I have taken squirrel before, but I'm going to try and do it with my recurve bow this year, so that's going to be awesome. So those are my two primary hunting targets this year, and then depending on what my late fall looks like, maybe on fall break, I might go out and try and do some pheasant hunting too. So that's kind of what my hunting schedule this year looks like. We're also going to do some frog hunting with the recurve, but most people don't consider that the same thing. I think it's going to be fun. That's not a necessary comment. We're going to remove that one. Ninja Plays saying hi, hello. Mangrove snapper, 10-inch, minimum 5 bag. Sweet. Going for mangroves. That's awesome. Lake Effect Blues. How's it going? Haven't seen you in here in a little bit. Since the other week, I think it was. I think I was shooting my bow. Alright, that's a timeout. Put user in timeout. We'll go 5. I think frog hunting's cool to watch. Yeah, I'll have to do that soon. Frog season's open, but I've like been wanting to do it with my bow since I got the idea to go for frogs, which I thought was really, it's a cool idea. They're cool. I've been wanting to do it with my recurve bow. I just think that would be awesome. I do a lot of archery stuff. Just generally shooting. I love shooting in general. I shoot slingshot. I shoot firearms. I shoot archery stuff. but both compound and recurve. I throw a shepherd sling. I throw an atlatl. I do knife throwing, like target sports in general. I love that stuff. It's awesome. So like being able to do frog hunting with my bow, I thought would be really cool. What are those birds? That's interesting. How you been? I've been good. This year in New York State, you can get unlimited doe permits. That's crazy. I think in my region of PA, you can get 7. I currently have 1. I don't know when the next round opens. I gotta look. I think I want, because this is my first year deer hunting. I know I've been, like I do with most things. Those of you guys who watch my channel know I do a lot of research for everything. But I've been talking to people all year long. Like since last November, I've been on the mission to like talk to everyone I know who are great deer hunters, get their information, find a spot. I've got my spot locked down. I'm going to be hunting my pastor's land. Get up in the tree stand, learn how to shoot from the tree stand, learn about scent control, learn about scouting. I've been learning nonstop, and I've been practicing my compound nonstop. And I've gotten to a point where I'm great, not great. Like I'm really confident in my compound bow shooting, and I know I've got a good spot locked down. So we just got to go in there and execute. But I think I'm going to get 3 deer tags this year, 2 doe tags, and then of course my buck tag. If I can fill all of those, that will be absolutely pristine. But obviously, goal number 1 is just get a doe on the board, get the whole experience down, learn how to butcher all that, and then we'll go from there. So, do I watch Kendall Gray? I have. It's not like one of the ones that's frequently in my rotation, but I've seen some videos. He's a cool dude, fellow Christian, good guy. A lot of deer up here. They have to thin the herd. Yeah, there's a lot of deer in my area, PA, too, but I think they give you 7 doe tags. It's either 6 or 7. I don't know. What's my favorite pistol? Well, there's a song sparrow. So I've only ever shot the ones that my dad owns, because start small, aim small. Yeah. And then we'll go from there. But I've only ever shot ones that my dad owns, because until you're 21, you can't own a handgun. You can only own long arms, which I have a couple, for hunting purposes mostly. But the ones that my dad owns, out of that, my favorite, he's a Smith & Wesson 9 that I like. Just like the little Ruger 1020, or not 1022. Yes, that's a fire or a rifle. But the Ruger, I think, what are they? The Mark 5 or whatever it's called. Just the standard 22 pistols. Those are always fun to plink around with too. So, my favorite hunting YouTuber. I mostly watch bow hunting people, because like that's what I'm doing. I have rifle hunted for squirrel, but I'm not rifle hunting for deer. I'm like a bow guy. Love archery in general. So in that regard, oh, I know who it is. And it's not even a compound guy. I've got some compound guys I like watching. My favorite hunting YouTuber is Bear Newcomb, the Bear Grease channel. That guy's awesome. He makes his own bows, self bows, and then goes out and shoots them. He's like 2 years older than me. Really cool guy. M&P Shield. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, I like that one. That was fun. Yeah, cool. Bow hunting, there's nothing like it. I love it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I love shooting my bow. I've done a 3D archery competition now. I just go out and shoot all the time. I love shooting. You guys know that. You all see me do it. But I'm really looking forward to trying to take a deer with it. I think we'll do well this year. But yet again, start with small goals. Just want to get a doe on the board. Then we'll learn from that, go from there, and improve. There's always learning curves that you can't foresee until you actually go out there and do it. I know I'm a good shot. I know I got all the head knowledge. But putting that all together, I'm sure there's going to be speed bumps, and we're going to have to figure it out along the way. But I'm really looking forward to it. So, I love watching Bear Newcomb. He's probably my favorite, just because he builds his own bows, and then because it's a traditional bow, he has to spot and stalk all of them, which is really cool to watch. It's awesome. And I want to build my own bow at some point here soon. So, that's going to be cool. But as far as compound guys, there's a whole crew of guys that I enjoy watching, and when they put out hunting stuff, I watch them. They all shoot together frequently. Josh Jones, Podium Archery, he's cool. He knows a lot of stuff, and he has a lot of industry connections, so he talks to a lot of people. When he puts out a hunt, it's cool. Tim Connor does a lot of archery with him. He's never put out a hunting video, but if he did, I would watch it. He makes good videos in general. Dan from Elk Shape makes good stuff. Lot of information in that too. Elk hunting, primarily. Ty Jordan, Brandon McDonald, Bo Disciples. I don't watch him as much, but he's a good shot, and you can learn stuff from him, but I don't like his content as much. It doesn't seem just as polished, which is fine. And then, who else? Anybody else? I'm sure there's people I'm missing in my head right now, but I don't know. I watch those guys a lot, because they all do stuff together. I find them very informational, and they're all at different skill levels, which is cool to watch. Like, Ty hasn't been doing it for as long, and he does it a little bit differently, so he's often learning. Brandon, same thing. Josh is always learning, but like he knows a lot of stuff. Tim's kind of in the middle. Dan is a great shot. Like, it's just cool to watch them at different skill levels and always just pick up different things. On the hunting aspect and on the just the archery overall aspect. It's just cool. Yeah. I've done it all with the bow hunting. Shot leagues, bow fishing. Yeah, I'm doing bow fishing right now. That's something I'm learning. I think it's cool you're starting out young like I did with my dad. Yeah, the other thing that's definitely interesting for me, a lot of people on my channel know this. I'm sure you do because you watch stuff. I don't like have a mentor for my outdoor stuff. I have to go find people. So like, because my dad, he does a lot of mountain biking, and he's an engineer. So like on that aspect, he mentors me a lot. Really good man, and mentors me a lot, like in my walk of faith, in my walk in life. Like, he's a really good guy. But in terms of outdoor stuff, he's not that big of a mentor, because he doesn't do that stuff. He mountain bikes, and that's like his activity. He's got that all in that. But like hunting, fishing, all that, I haven't had that. I've had to pick up information from multiple different sources, and my mentor for one aspect of my outdoor pursuits might not be the same for the other, because I'm not all learning it from the same place. So like, for my deer hunting stuff, there's a guy at church who's a really good deer hunter. I picked up a lot of stuff from him. Obviously a lot of stuff from just online. I've got a buddy at college who's a good deer hunter. I've talked a lot with him too. Mostly those guys. So a guy at my church and my buddy. We've just had some good conversations about that. And I've learned a lot from them. But like, for fishing, a lot of it came from online, just experience, that sort of thing. I met a couple people online, and then I had a buddy who his dad knew a lot of things and showed him a lot of things. So my buddy exposed me to things, and then I would expose him to things. So we learned together a lot. My buddy Mason, you guys have seen him on a couple videos. We used to fish together all the time. We grew apart for a little while, and then we've done some things every once in a while. That's a different type of sparrow. That might be a tree sparrow. I gotta see what they look like when I get back. But yeah, you'll learn a lot on your own too. Yeah, I just like picking up stuff from different people is cool too, because you can always get all the different perspectives, and getting all the different perspectives is really awesome. It really shows you like just all the different ways it can be done, and you're kind of like involved in the conversation right off the rip. You like automatically know, well, like there's a debate about whether to do it this or this way or this way, and you can experiment yourself and all that. What's the first firearm I've had? Well, I've used a lot of different ones that other people have owned, but I actually only own two myself that are mine, which is a Winchester 30-06, which I have not used yet because I'm not deer rifle hunting, but I'm sure I will use that at some point in time in my life. Oh, that's a green heron, I think. Check that out, y'all. See if we can get a view of him. I don't have this bird on my list yet, whatever it is. I think it's a green heron. And then the other one I have, which I'm going to potentially... There's that bird. The other firearm I have, which I'm potentially going to use for pheasants, is Remington 1100. There you go. I think that's a green heron, which I think I've seen before, but since I only recently started tracking stuff, I don't think I actually officially have that on the list. There's a lot of birds up in here. What is that guy? Get a view of him. Didn't Browning used to make bows too? I know they don't anymore. I think they did used to make bows too. But yeah, so the only two that I own are a 12 gauge Remington 1100 and a Winchester 30-06. But I've used them on stuff. I saw my squirrel hunt. I used a I'm losing my mind. Ruger 1022. That's my dad's, but I actually have used that more than he has. I've used that more than he has because I've actually taken it hunting. I think he's only actually like brought it out for target stuff a couple times, but I've used it to actually take a squirrel. So, whereas Nolan, I'm here. No, I'm kidding. In the Pocono Mountains today. Try and catch three more fish. I got it, Grant. Grant, where are you getting this money, man? Rolling in the dough, giving me donations. It's not necessary, man. All right, we got to get back on that trolling bite. Let's toss out the bait again. I can paddle and chat with y'all. This has been a fun chat. I've been enjoying talking with y'all. It's always good when you get people in there, like good people of the community to chat with. Woodsman, Ozarks Woodsman was in here the other day, chatting with me on my first live of the trip of the week. And we'll give you a heart. There we go. And we had a good chat about a couple things as I was hanging out fishing. It's always good to talk with you guys about different things. I enjoy that a lot. Saving Grace, how's it going? That's another good community member there. Yeah, I've got a good subset of people today. It's cool because there's like two, I'd say, communities that I'm like integral of, and then I've got snippets of a bunch of other people. But like Bob's community and me are pretty intertwined, and then the I call them the Ozark people. I'm pretty intertwined with them too. That's like Herbert T, Minnesota Mike, Ozarks Woodsman, Ozarks Great Adventures, Glenn's Outdoors, like them. I'm intertwined with all them too. And then I've obviously got a couple people who just, found me, but I'm intertwined with those two communities a lot. And we got the anything people in here today, it seems. Ever considered wearing a toupee? I don't even know what that is, so if that's inappropriate, I might need one of the moderators to deal with that, but I actually don't know what that is, so. Oh, fish on. Fish on. All right, Grant, number one. You said I had to catch 3 more, right? Hold on, we got to get him into the boat before I count it as a fish caught. And it's off. Dang it, lost him. What did I say? I had to get it into the boat. That's why, because they come off. Especially while trolling. It's a type of wig. I don't know. I know several things. That was not one of them. I know several things in life. Don't know that. Yep, lost him. Alright, so we're still... Grant says I gotta get... Or Graham. Not Grant. Graham says I gotta get 3 more. Oh, well, we're hooked up again. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, he's pulling. And he's off again. Wait, nope. Oh, wait, no, we got him. Get in here. Yellow perch. Boom. Yellow perch. He's hooked in my pants. That's remarkably bad. Remarkably unfortunate, that is. And, yep, he's hooked in my pants. Alright, well. Ow. There we go. Yellow perch. Fish 1 of 3 for Graham. We have to unhook this bait from my pants now. Didn't think I'd have to do that today. There you go, yellow perch. There he goes. Okay. Oh, we're hooked in 2 trebles. No! Saving graces, LOL. Oh, don't you dare laugh at me. This is existential. All right, here we go. All right, we have this treble out. Minimal damage to the pants. Oh, this is criminal. Who did this? That yellow perch. He needs to be put in jail. I'm hooked with all 3 trebles on the front hook in my pants. Well, these pants might be trashed. Oh, what a... How in the world? Ow. Oh. The lake effect. Yeah. Okay. I think we might actually be able to do this without destroying our pants. Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is ridiculous. Aha! Alright, how much damage is done to the pants? I think we're okay. Yeah, that when I did that weird grunt, that was because I popped the pliers right into it. That didn't feel great, but we're alright. We're alive. Yeah, because it popped out of the thing and the pliers were attached to it, so I kind of just went bang. Yeah, it wasn't ideal, but we're alright. Alright, 1 of 3. Alright, Zyro. I don't know if Zyro's still here. Someone's got to update the count. The comment that I pinned from Zyro, someone's got to update it. I'm going to repin it. We got another yellow perch, so that's the 3rd yellow perch. Yeah, pants are salvageable for sure. I mean, we got to do a little trimming of loose threads, but we should be alright. Alright. Push them through and cut the barb. Yeah. In most scenarios I would do that, but I thought I could salvage it, and I did. So there you go. If you think you can salvage it, and you can, that's always a good day at the office. What time is it? 7:53. I don't know what time it's actually supposed to sunset here. Someone's got to update the fish count. Who's it gonna be? Saving Grace has got it. Bang. I'm not sure what time it's supposed to sunset here. I think we've got a little while still, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Paddling and chatting. Hey Nancy, good to see you again. See, there's one of the people from the other sector. I was just talking about this. So Nancy, I was saying that obviously I got a bunch of people that are subscribed to me outright, and are just independent free roamers of the internet who have found me. But I'm kind of integral and integrated to two kind of groups of people on the internet. We got the whole people, all the fishing people, and so on and so forth, from Bob, Anything is Possible, who I'm kind of integral with. And we also have all the Ozarks people, Ozarks Woodsman, Ozarks Great Adventure, Herbert T, Minnesota Mike, Glen Outdoors, all those people. And I guess at least in my head, I kind of associate you with that half of the world. Red Bull Princess, how's it going? Oh, fish. Got it. Oh yeah. That one feels good. I saw him jump. Pull and drag a little bit. Oh, it's a little largy. You little largy? Or no, it's a smallie. In the boat. Little smallie. I do not want to hook my pants again. I'm not sure how I always do this. Alright, fish number 2 for Grant. I keep saying Grant. What am I doing? Graham. I know who you are, Graham. Don't you worry. I'm just losing my brain cells, one at a time. Slowly but surely. Alright, here we go. Little smallmouth. That's a little guy. Look at him next to my hand. He's tiny. Alright. 5 people in here. 28 thumbs up. Here he goes. Alright, let's get rolling again. We're on a good bite right now with the mini crankbait. Ourselves. Oh, someone's got to update the fish count. Who's doing it? I bet you Saving Grace is on it again. They're probably already on it. Alright, gotta cast it out there. Trolling along once again. Yeah, post-storm conditions. Oh yeah. Bada boom, bada bing. .2 feet, trolling along right now at 2.7 miles an hour. an hour and 20 minutes in. Only caught the most recent smallmouth. It's always a kind of a fun thing to do when you have enough fishing success on a live stream that you have to choose which timestamps you're going to put in. Because we've got 7 fish on the board. Oh, we got nipped, but didn't hook him. You can see the rod start to double over and then go away. But yeah, 7 fish, that's too many timestamps, so we got to decide which ones we want. Obviously the largemouth bass, because it's the only largemouth. Our first perch at the beginning, for sure, and one of the smallmouth for sure. Beyond that, I don't know. Usually I do something like, if I get 3 smallmouth, 1 of 3. So I might go 1 smallmouth, 1 perch, and 1 largemouth right now. Always got to decide what timestamps I'm putting in and which ones I'm not. Probably be a little bit closer in. And if I'm not mistaken, all of our fish on the trolling rig have come from this little section on this side of the lake here. So with that being said, I'm not going to head home just yet. Once we hit the turnaround here, where we would go along the dam wall, I'm going to wait, and we're going to probably make this loop one more time before heading back towards the house. We got some number of people in here I can't see, and 30 thumbs up. Paddling along, trolling the mini crankbait, seeing what we can do. Good deal, man. Alright, let's pull this in, turn around, make this loop one more time. Yeah, BFS rod and the mini crankbait been putting in work today. So I've been live a lot this week. I've been very here and there on my lives since the summer started. I've been working on some big long form projects and stuff of that sort, but YouTube as of late has been favoring live stream content a lot more than it has in the past, like this whole year really. So I'm gonna make it a priority to do a live, if possible, do a live once a week. It won't be as frequent as we've done this trip because, you know, I've been doing one pretty much every day, but I'm going to try and do one every week from here on out. And live streams are always fun because you can go out there and you don't have to do anything special. You don't have to edit it afterwards or do this or that. You can just go out there and do the live stream and rock and roll with it. So I'm going to try and make it a priority to do at least one a week. Definitely till the end of the summer. Once I get back into college classes, I'm not sure if I can maintain that, but we'll try. So we will sure try. 5.8 feet of water, and we're trolling along. Yeah, I've been really liking the trolling rig. It makes it a lot more comfortable to troll. I showed it to you guys the first time we were out on the kayak at some point in time here today before we close out the live. I'll show it to you. It is, I'm going to make a short explaining it too and how I built it. It's not hard to build. But yeah, short working on this or whatever. And basically what it is, there's a central support that runs down the kayak, like this way, down the length of it. And at the end of it, there's no like end cap, it just kind of stops. So I realized that I can slide something round over it. So I got a PVC T, and I slid the T part, like the perpendicular part, over it, and then we have the opening that connects to a piece of pipe sticking up. I put a short little stubby piece of pipe on there, and then a 45 thing, and then that makes an arm for a longer piece of pipe that sticks out over the side like this. And I just chuck my rod in that, and if I angle it right, it sits out in front of my kayak paddle, so I can paddle normally. I don't even have to paddle any differently than I would if I'm just paddling along. It might change it a little bit, but it's like 90% normal. Super comfortable, out of my way. I can troll the rod, and then if I need to, grab the fish, whatever. It works really well. So, we got to get at least one more for Graham. He gave us the goal of 3 more fish, so we got to get one more. Oh, I got a bite. I lost it. Usually when we go this far and don't get a bite, it means I've got weeds or something. Let's check it. Sometimes that happens, but sometimes it happens straight up. A lot of times it's weeds. I guess that time it was straight up. Oh, we had one right off rip. This seems to be the good stretch today, right in here. Good stretch of water today. Oh crap. Alright, we're good. Who all's still in here? It says we got 4 people hanging out. Let me know. My bet is it's Saving Grace. It's Graham. I bet you those 2 are 2 of the 4. That's my bet. I love predicting things. I don't know, I've got a habit of just trying to predict random things. It's lucky I'm not a gambling man, because that's how you get into trouble. If you love predicting things and you're willing to gamble, it's not a good combo. Oh, Nancy's still here. That makes sense. Oh, come on. We need one more for Graham. An 8-fish kayak fishing mission would be pretty sweet. Come on, man. Oh. Did I work on the teepee house this year? No. Oh, are we hooked? Yeah. Oh, we had him. We lost him. Alright, keep on rolling. Did I work on the teepee house this year? No, I haven't worked on that in a while. We're just not up there long enough, and now well, for the past 2 years, I've been dating Victoria. So, to me, and because, you know, we live an hour and a half apart, that's an excuse to be with her for a couple hours. So, I kind of allocate my time in that direction instead of going to work on building a big old teepee, which is fun, but I tend to allocate my time more towards hanging out with her. So, but hey man, if we're up there again and you're there and you want to go work on it, let me know. I'll go down there with you and we can work on it. Yeah, Victoria and I will have been dating for 2 years on the 30th. So in 15 days, it'll be 2 years, which is kind of crazy. Oh, no way. We broke off. The mini crankbait's gone, y'all. That's wild. Oh no. And I didn't even bring that's a huge oversight. I didn't even bring the tackle box because it's in my bag when I went brook trout fishing. Well, mini crankbait's done for the day because it's gone. We've got the sabiki rig rod. We can rip on back to the house, and we can rip on back to the house, fish the fountains out front with the sabiki rig. It's all gone. It must have been massive, maybe, or maybe it's just getting worn down. Because as I'm trolling this thing along, I'm sure the lines hit a couple rocks, stuff like that, and it might have been abraded. The line might have been weakened in a spot or something. Yeah, no, it's gone. Huh. How many subscribers do I have? Well, somewhere in the 1800s, 1,800. We're probably getting close to 1,900 now. But one of you guys would have a better read on it, because I usually gain a couple subscribers during lives. So I'm probably up a couple. You guys will probably know better than I do. Alright, what time is it? 8:09. We'll be heading this way, and then we'll chuck down the sabiki rig when we get to a good spot. I'll just be watching the fish finder. If I see a big pot of fish, I'll drop the sabiki on them, see what's down there. $1.87. Cool. Yeah, I had in the back of my mind, I thought it would be really cool if by the end of the week I could hit 1,900, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get quite that far. That's all right. But hey, if we could get to 1.88K, that would be pretty sweet too. So I'll tell everyone I know to subscribe to you. Well, hey, I appreciate that. I generally, I want people who are, committed to the mission, enjoy watching, not just people who will give me a sympathy subscribe. But hey, if they'd enjoy the content and you think they'd enjoy what I'm doing, then certainly tell them. I appreciate that. Alright, what we got going on here? Are we seeing any fish? Nope. Alright, moving on. Got an itch on my foot, and I can't reach it. It's way down in the kayak. Such a terrible problem. They should make a clear canoe so you can see under, see if there's any fish. I think they do make one. But yeah, I mean, in the water clarity and with how much light there is, I'm not sure you can see more than about 6 feet anyway. So the fish finder's nice. We're at 16 feet, and I can see straight to the bottom of my fish finder. So, 29 likes. Someone decided they don't like me anymore. Went down one. Yeah, it's cloudy. Very cloudy right now, actually. So it's not even cloudy. It's kind of just like foggy. It's like low-hanging fog that isn't hanging directly on us, but just above us. What's dumb? Oh, unliking? I don't know. I think that's what you're referring to. It is a 30. Oh, well, I see 29 on my end. Sometimes it takes a minute to reach a balance point where the information I'm getting and the information you guys have is the same. It takes a minute. Flex seal? Oh yeah, flex seal. I was trying to figure out what you were saying about flex seal. It's actually slightly difficult when you're not staring at the live chat the whole time, and you're actually thinking about doing something like fishing or whatever. Sometimes people will say stuff and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, because you've already moved on in your mind to the next subject, or you're looking for fish or whatever. And they'll say something, you're like, I have no idea what they're referring to. You can see on my belt loop, I have my filter today, my water filter, so I was using it while fishing at the brook trout stream today. I keep it on me. Putting it on the belt loop's a great place to have it, because it's there, you've got it. So I've had that on me all day pretty much. Ooh, I see some fish on the bottom. Alright, let's get this rod rigged up and ready. You're gonna put bottom hook and the one right up from that. So the bottom 2 hooks are going to get a gulp maggot, and we're going to drop down the good old sabiki. Where's my gulp maggots? There they are. Life straw? Yes. Life straw peak. There's the traditional life straw you can just drink through, but the peak's really cool because you can also hook it up to like a standard size water bottle. Not the ones from Costco because they don't have enough threads on them. Learned that the hard way on my kayak camping trip. But like most standard water bottles, like Dasani water bottles, or what's it called? Like Life Water water bottle. Is that right? Life Water? I don't know what it's called. Whatever. Most water bottle brands will actually just thread onto it so you can drink straight out of it. You can fill it up and then carry around the water and drink through it. So I like that feature. The Life Straw Peak, it's like $5 more than the standard Life Straw. I use that. I like it. What bait are you using? We are using a sabiki rig, which is effectively like a vertical dropping rig with these little flashy hooks on them. It's great for catching panfish or bait, shiners, that sort of stuff. I use it for bluegill and perch a lot, but it's primarily used in saltwater for stuff. And then I've got gulp maggots, which are artificial maggots that I've chucked on the bottom 2 hooks. The top 2 hooks I'm just leaving plain. If fish want to bite them, they can, but most of the time I get bites on the bottom hooks anyway. So I'm tipping those with a little gulp, and we're gonna rock and roll with this. Cast it out there. We'll give it 1 or 2 casts here, and then keep on working back. If we get one, that's cool. If we don't, we'll keep on moving. Yeah, so I love the Life Straw Peak. I carry it around with me on a lot of my adventures. If I'm like wade fishing in a creek, I'll take this instead of a water bottle. Keeps my load lighter. I don't have to carry a water bottle then. I can just drink straight out of the creek. I carry it on my camping trips so I can purify water, that sort of stuff. It's a great tool to have in the arsenal. But yeah. So Grant, I keep saying Grant. I don't know what's going on with my brain. Graham. There's a guy in my one class named Grant this year. That's probably why I'm like on the Grant train. But Graham, what have you been up to lately? I see your profile photo is a mountain bike. You've been doing mountain bike lately? I know you said you fished a little bit at the lake. What you been up to? What's your summer like? What you doing over the summer? L Valley Adventure. Does it work? I have some, I just don't try them. Sorry, I didn't see that. There's a lot of like off-brand versions of this product, and I do not know how they work. But the Life Straw one does work. I know that. There's one by, what is that company? It's right there. There's one by another company that I know is pretty good. I'm just losing my mind on what it's called. Yeah, Surrounded by Water, right. And they're not perfect. You know, they're a little bit difficult to pull water through. They've got you got to apply some force for that. But they do work. Depending on the situation, they can be a really good tool to have. Otherwise, they can be a pain, but they can also be really good in certain scenarios. Smart water. That was the one I was trying to think of earlier. I saw your comment, Graham, that starts with the word smart. Not life water, it's smart water. That's the water brand I was trying to think of. This is what my brain does. It's always thinking about like 3 things at once. I don't know why I can't turn that off. I was thinking about what that water brand was as I was thinking about this, as I was thinking about that, whatever. I'm always thinking. Sometimes I wish I could turn that off. Sometimes it's nice because you accomplish a lot. Sometimes I wish I could turn it off. Some guys are happy over there. How often do you get a super jet? I don't know what a super jet is. Is it like a brand name for something common, or is that like a thing? Because I don't know what that is. A super chat. Okay, that makes more sense. A super chat. How often do I get one? It's not uncommon. Most of the time I get them on lives. Rarely ever get them on videos. I don't think you even can get them on shorts. But I get them probably pretty often. They have the new super chat option where it's actually like the gifts. You send like an emoji that has monetary value. I get those a lot, but like a straight up super chat, every once in a while I get one of the little gift super chat things a lot. But they're super minimal money. They're like 10 cents or something like that. So I don't make a lot of money through YouTube. But a couple $100 I've made so far through YouTube. Most of it comes from my memberships. A lot of it comes from ad revenue. I've had one affiliate purchase that I got kickback on that gave me a couple bucks. I think it was like $12 or whatever. And ad money gives me some. I think I already mentioned that. And then super chats is probably actually the least, just because I don't go live every day. Nancy's contributing. Are you monetized? Yeah, I'm monetized in all the ways you can be monetized, pretty much. So I have shopping turned on, so if I mention a product in a video and I link it, I get a certain percentage kickback on purchases. That's only actually ever happened once, that someone's used my link to purchase a product, but I got a pretty good kickback on that. I have memberships set up, which start as low as you can get at 99 cents a month. They have different levels. I'm not going to explain them right now, but they have different benefits. And then I have ad money. Ads run on my videos, and then I get money from that too. And yeah, of course, super chats and all that. So yeah, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to get ads. And I don't know if you can get shopping before that, or at the first level or at the second level. And then I think it's 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, a little bit lower, to get community support, so like super chats and membership options. How do you start a membership on your channel? Are you referring to how do you, as in Owl Valley Adventure, purchase a membership for my channel, or how do you create one for your own YouTube channel to give to other people? Clarify that question for me, just because I don't quite, I don't know which one you're asking. Clarify that question and I'll answer, because I know the answer to both. So for your YouTube channel. Okay, so generally I would always suggest, when you want to do something like that, get on a computer, not on like your phone. So go on a computer and you can go to like the YouTube Studio thing. And there should just be different options on how to do it. Like if you are eligible for it, you can see that there's an option. If you're not eligible, you might not be able to do it. But if you are eligible, you should be able to find it in YouTube Studio and just set it up, which it takes some time to set up, but like you should be able to find the starting point on how to do that pretty simply if you're eligible. So 3 million. Okay, yeah, that's for if you're just a shorts creator. So it's watch hours if you create long form content too. You can get it either way. There's two paths. It can be 3 million public views, which is for shorts or whatever it is, if that's the correct number. That's just through shorts. But the long forms, your lives and your long forms count towards watch hours. So that's how I got it, is watch hours, not shorts views. So there's two different paths. Yeah. Yeah, so I got the watch hours and subscribers. And some people get the shorts views and subscribers. There's different paths. It's very nice and calm right now. It's sweet. Makes a lot more sense. Yeah. So I don't even have 1 million public views total. You have to be kind of kicking out some really good popular shorts, which a lot of that's luck. Um, I mean, you have to make good content, but you can make good content and not get a lot of views, and make good content and get a lot of views, and a lot of that's luck in the algorithm. And you can improve, but it's tough to like make a video go viral. It's hard. Anyway, but yeah, a lot of people do it that way, but I do it this way. Since I do shorts, I do long forms, I do lives, I do all of it. So it obviously made a lot more sense for me to get it through watch time, given what I do. So tomorrow, we're potentially, my family and I are potentially going to go on some adventures out and about. So I'm not sure what our schedule for live fishing looks like, but if we get an opportunity, if I've got another good bait to troll with, we'll do some more trolling and some other kayak fishing, so on and so forth. But I also might want to go try to do some vertical jigging with a spoon, out in the deep section over there. I've had some success with that in the past. Caught some different things, usually big sunfish, big perch, crappie, and maybe trout. So if we have time, I might try that. Yeah. So how many likes would I have to get on one of my videos for us to collab? Well, it depends on it really depends on what your channel content is like and all that. I'm not really discriminating based upon likes. If you have content that vibes with mine, and we have an idea to do together, it doesn't matter how many likes you get. You got to pitch me a good idea. It's not about likes. You got to pitch me a good idea. That's what I'm about. So, yeah, I judge based upon the quality of ideas, not upon the size of the channel. So, yeah. What do you typically do on your channel? I think you're new to my channel as of today. What do you typically do? What's your typical shtick? My other channel is more country, like fishing. Gotcha. Oh. So, Graham, unless I get one over here, it seems like I'm going to come up just short. How many species of fish did you catch this season? Oh, man. I keep a log of everything I catch. Like, I write it down at the end of each day, each fishing day, with a couple notes. And, of course, I have, like, if I want to look at it more detailed, I usually film because I do the YouTube stuff. So I can go look at it, but I actually write down everything, and I gave it to AI like last week and said like, what's my total fish count for this year and how many species do I have? I think this year I'm got like 39 species. I think that's what it said. I think it was just shy of 40 species. Um, yeah, I think you're new to the channel. Oh, we got some fish down here. I'll drop down on them with the sabiki rig. I'm a multi-species guy. I love the variety. So I believe it's 133 is my updated number of total fish species that I've caught in my life. I believe that's my number. So I catch a lot of species, go after a lot of species, and I think I've got just shy of 40 this year. Have I caught brook trout this year? Actually, those brook trout I caught the other day may have been my first brook trout of the year because I haven't done a lot of brookie fishing. So it may be up to 40 now. So, hey, this is my other channel, Lemmy Kids. I think that's how it's said. That's awesome. Do you use FishBrain? Yeah. Fish and Discover on there too. I haven't posted in a while. I've been intending to. I just keep forgetting about it. Maybe you'll remind me. If you go find me on there and you follow me, that might actually remind me to go post my catches. I've got a bunch of stuff. It's French. Yeah, Lemieux. I think is that right? I think I've heard that word. So yeah, if you go follow me on FishBrain, I might actually remember to start posting some of the stuff I have. I haven't posted for a couple months on there, which Oh, come on. Limo. Oh, that's how you say it. Duh. I just didn't process what you were saying. Sorry about that. Don't mind my brief moment of stupidity. Getting a little dim. How can I get in touch with you for us to collab? Go here. All right, here's this. Go find my community tab, and leave me a comment on my most recent post, and I'll see that later today. And say, hey, I wanted to get in touch about maybe doing a collab, and I'll give you my email there. But you got to comment there so I can actually see it. Or you can comment on one of my most recent videos, wherever. So, Graham says done. Yeah, I'll look at that later then. Oh, my leg is starting to be unhappy that I've been sitting in the kayak this long. Victoria Irwin, my girlfriend's back in. She says, how's it going? Good. Saving Grace Outdoors. I have his comment pinned up. That's the current fish count. I think we are up to 7. Three smallmouth bass, 3 yellow perch, 1 largemouth. Currently sitting out here on a fountain with the sabiki rig, seeing if we can get another one to add to the board. But yeah. Could you repeat that again? I wasn't watching. Life. Paused it on accident. Yeah. Comment on my most recent video or short or my most recent community post. Whatever. Any of those. And tell me that you were, looking to try and collab. And I can give you my email if you want, like, more specific conversation. Or if you just want to do a video idea there or whatever, we can talk about it there. But if you need my email, just ask and I'll get it to you. Just because I totally am going to get back to the house and, like, forget we even had this conversation if you don't leave me a comment somewhere else. But if you leave me a comment there, then I'll look at it. So. Fish Finder just switched into night mode. I guess it's determined that it's dim. Graham says, yo. What you saying yo to, Graham? I see some fish on the Finder at this fountain, but they're not cooperating? I don't know. Am I at the closest fountain? I'm not even sure exactly where I am right now. I'm losing, like, touch with the layout of the lake here. We will have to get a bluegill for sure to go chuck out the catfish rod. I've been putting out the catfish rod religiously all week up here, and we've not got touched on it. I told you guys they were few and far between as of late. They only stocked a couple of them a couple years back, and I caught a bunch. But every year, the number that I catch has been decreasing, and we have not caught one this whole week. But we're going to keep putting it out and keep hoping. It'll be like a really cool surprise if I do get one then. But we're going to keep putting it out, so I got to go back and get a bluegill if we don't get one right here. Make sure that we're ready to roll for the catfish rod. Looking like it's a bit wet up there. Yeah. It's a little misty right now, and we had a big storm before I started up the live. With the amount of sun, it didn't look quite as dreary, but now that the sun's going down, you guys can see. You can, like, almost see the humidity in the air, if you know what I mean. Thanks for stopping back in, Will. I don't know if you've been watching in the background or you popped out and came back, but Saving Grace has our fish count pinned up there. We've been doing well this evening. Good day of fishing for sure. Will, I don't know if you were in here when I actually said what my super secret surprise fish was, but I don't want to give away too much because I want to show you guys the video. I want to let that be the surprise, but I caught myself the biggest native brookie I have ever seen, and it was out of that like tiny creek system. Obviously, there's a bunch of them back there. I found a super secret spot that I thought would hold some bigger ones, and I went back there with high expectations, and it exceeded my expectations. It was a gargantuan native, like 3 inches bigger than my previous biggest native ever. It was awesome. I will I can send you a preview picture. You're a member too, so I can send you a preview picture. It was huge. It was so big for a native. Um, I was so excited, but yeah, that video won't be out for a while, but I'll put a video out on it eventually. I was gonna make it a short, but like I don't think I can even make this a short. Like I can't justify making it anything long form video. I gotta flesh out the story because it's kind of hidden. How I caught the fish, all that. I don't think I can make it into a short form deal right now. Just it's my summer so far. Put it that way. Are currently not cooperating. You want to catch a bluegill for catfish bait, and they currently don't want to cooperate with me. You might have to go back and get bluegill. I don't know. Going through a bad patch, cutting out something fierce. Okay. Let me know if that's everyone or just Will. If it's everyone, I'll move, but you know, sometimes that's just an individual thing. Let me know if it improves anybody. Getting better now. Okay, cool. 9 people in here, 31 thumbs up. We got 7 fish so far today. Well, 8 fish, but 7 on the live. Right now I'm looking for a perch or a bluegill on the sabiki rig. Ideally a bluegill so I can take him back for catfish bait. But yeah. Otherwise we'll have to go back to the house and catch one. That was weird. Almost back to normal now. That is weird. I agree. I agree with your assessment. Yeah, it was a big native brookie. And now, I mean, for those of you who don't know, the context has to go out there that native brookies are usually really small. Like Raptor Will fished this creek system that I caught this one in. Will, how big did you say your brookies were? One I think was probably about 3.5, 4 inches, and the other one was maybe 4.5 or 5. I think you caught 2, and like that's pretty normal out of that creek system. This one, in comparison to that, was huge. In the comparison of like grand, all the fish in the world, it wasn't that big. But like compared to what I normally get, and compared to even the biggest one I've ever caught out of there previous to this one, it was huge. So I was really hyped up. So I don't know if you have any like pictures of those brookies or anything, Will, that you can reference back to. I'm just going off of memory on how big they were. I don't know. Yeah, Will came up here and fished that little brookie creek area with me before. All right, we're gonna get back to the house, and I'm gonna see if I can get myself a bluegill. So I don't know. Oh my gosh! And now there's a bunch of fish under me. What are we doing? Why does that always happen? don't know if he didn't hear us or if he's looking for photos or what. 2 people in here currently hanging out. At least that's what it says on my end. I'm not sure I totally trust the numbers in real time. Sometimes it says 0 and I actively have people chatting. So, I don't know. It's alright. Like right now it says 0. Are there actually 0 of you in here? I kind of feel like the answer's no. Like I kind of feel like Graham's for sure still here. But it says 0. It says there's nobody here. Alright, here we go. Let's get back to the house and get myself a bluegill. I think it's going to be... Yeah, see? Graham was still here and it said there were 0 people. What are we doing? Oh my gosh, every time I pull up the rod, there's a fish under me. We'll get back to the house momentarily. And we will see if I can catch myself a bluegill for catfish bait. Even though it's been dubiously unproductive chucking out the catfish rod this trip, we will still chuck one out. What fish do I catch? All right, we're back. Had a brief lapse in connection. What fish do you catch there? It says Goalie Gamer. I think you were in here earlier. We've got the fish count pinned up on the board or in the chat from Saving Grace. So 1 largemouth bass, 3 smallmouth bass, 3 yellow perch in the live so far today. How's it going? Well, we've got 7 fish on the board. I'm looking to get myself a bluegill or something. Well, not something. I'm looking to get myself a bluegill to use for catfish bait. But if I don't get it right now, I do have a plan to get one later. So, yeah. So we're just going to fish out here until it's pretty much dark. The house is like right there. I'll flip you around so you can see. Let's see. That one straight ahead. The one in the middle of those 3 houses. That one's ours. So it's like right there. We'll just fish out here until it's basically dim. And then we'll paddle on back. Very calm evening. No wind really. Which is pretty sweet. Oh. You dog biscuit. There we go. What is your favorite drink? I mean, water's tough to beat. But if we exclude water, because that's usually not what people are asking. I'm a big juice guy. I like juice. Orange juice is great. I don't think like milkshakes are included, because the milkshakes are included. And a peach milkshake is top tier. Nothing's better. But otherwise, I'm a big peach guy. Like peach is my favorite fruit by far. So like some sort of a peach mango juice. You can get some of that. That stuff's good. Big peach mango juice guy. Milkshakes are amazing. Yeah, peach milkshake from Chick-fil-A. That is good. I love, like, as far as desserts, milkshakes are probably like my number 2. Love cheesecake as well. Pie is great. I don't like chocolate. People think I'm weird for not liking chocolate, but it's just never something I've liked. So, peak milkshake from Chick-fil-A is top shelf. Yeah, yeah. That's like one time. So I do a lot of we're hooked up on something. Is it a bluegill? Oh, it's a bluegill. Oh wait, it's a pumpkin seed. I can't. Can I use a pumpkin seed? Am I gonna feel okay about that? I don't know. I think I don't want to use the pumpkin seed because they're, you know, not as common as the bluegill. And that's 4th species of the day. Check that out. You can see their pumpkin seed because they've got the, instead of bluegill, they got that little red thing on their operculum flap, or their ear, as the common term, and then they got that beautiful blue coloration in the spotting on the face and spotting all over the place. So that's pumpkin seed. Let's get a bluegill instead. Cookies and cream. Yeah, I'm not a chocolate guy. I love fruits in general. Like fruits, as far as desserts, are my thing. Like ice cream, peach ice cream, it's great. Black raspberry, I love black raspberry. Strawberry's always good. Vanilla's good. You know, I'm not a chocolate guy. In fact, I just don't. It's not even that I don't prefer chocolate. Like I actually don't like it. It's one of like 3 foods I don't like. I'm allergic to peanut butter, so I obviously don't like that. I don't like olives, and I don't like chocolate. Other than that, I really will eat basically anything. So, I'm not a picky eater in the slightest. But yeah, as far as desserts, I love cookies, love pie, but cheesecake and milkshakes are like the 2 go-tos for me. If you said, Nolan, what would you like to have? It's gonna be a milkshake or a cheesecake. Yeah, Graham, you've spent enough time with me in places where there are desserts. You ever notice that I never have something chocolate on my plate? Did you ever notice that? Favorite fish to catch? That is a tough question. It's a much harder question than you think because for me, I've said this before, the answer is always different depending on the context. If you said what is you can only catch one fish for the rest of your life, the answer would be different than what is the fish I have the most fun catching, which I know is a weird thing saying. And it's also different than what's the fish that you had the most fun experience with, because having the most fun catching overall versus having the most fun singular experience is also different. So as far as if I could only catch one fish for the rest of my life, it would have to be smallmouth bass. I love river fishing and creek fishing. Wading the creek, kayaking the river, some of my favorite fishing to do. And that's smallmouth fishing territory. Smallmouth pull good. There's a bass fishing community as a whole is really big. So there's a lot of community around them. There's lots of different ways you can target bass. You can get them on the fly with bait casting rods, spinning rods, finesse fishing, power fishing, crankbaits, whatever. So if I could only catch one fish for the rest of my life, it would have to be smallmouth bass. Most fun fish to catch might be, in specific, native brook trout. I love the native brook trout fishing. Or it could be just if you said a category of fishing, microfishing is really fun to me. Love microfishing, and I love surf fishing. So most fun fishing experiences as a whole are microfishing and surf fishing. If I have to narrow it down to a single fish, it's native brook trout. But if I could only ever catch one fish for the rest of my life, it's smallmouth bass. So it's definitely different depending on how you word the question. Definitely getting dim. Have the most fun catching. It's probably native brook trout. Yeah, most fun fishing experience. I love surf fishing. Surf fishing is one of my favorite. Have I ever caught a palomino trout? Yes, I have. I've caught one. I was pretty young. I think it was 2021 or 2. It was 1 or 2. It was 2021 because I caught my PB rainbow in 2020, and the next year out of the same creek, I caught my palomino. So it was 2021, which means I was 14. So yeah, I was 14. Actually, I might have been 13. I don't know when I caught it because my birthday's in April, so that's mid trout season, depending on when it opens. So I might have been 13. I was 13 or 14. Do I know how to fly fish? Yes, I do. Go swimming there. No gators there. Indeed, yeah. We did a lot of. I didn't swim at all today, which was kind of like an oversight because I had other things I was doing. I was helping my aunt fix her computer most of the day, which was annoying, but she needed help, and that's family right there. We got to help the family. And my dad's gone, so I was the only one who knew how to actually help her. So I was on. But yeah, today was 90 most of the day before the thunderstorm came and kind of broke the tension. Yesterday I swam a lot. We have a lakefront property. That house right there, that one right there, that is our house. So we have lakefront property. We swim off the beach a lot. So yeah, it's a great time swimming up in here. Absolutely love it. So I am going to do some night fishing tonight. Not on the live, because like that's a whole hassle trying to fish in the dark on the kayak. But I'm planning on going out on the paddleboard with the fly rod and a light. Or maybe um, coming out here and doing what I'm doing right now at night with a light. So once it actually gets dark, I'm not going to like be worried about catching a bluegill too much before dark. Because I'm going to be out here fishing after dark anyway. I'm going to put on the GoPro and the light because that just makes things way less of a hassle. And we're going to try that. So I will be out here attempting to catch a bluegill. And if I don't get one, it's fine. Like the kayak or the catfish rod has not been productive. So if I can't get the bait for it, it's okay. I'll put it out tomorrow night anyway. So, and it's been out every night. Like it's not like I'm not trying. So. I think I answered this. Do you know how to fly fish? Yeah, I do. I have a fly rod up here with me. In some of the lives, I've caught fish on it. It's a little 2-weight with a little dry fly hand tied. I know how to tie flies too. And I do that sometimes. Just in the mornings and evenings when the bluegill and sunfish are hitting the bugs on the surface right by the beach, it's really fun to whip out a fly instead of a spinning rod and just like dry fly fish for them. That's really fun. Bug. So we've been live for 2 hours and 13 minutes. Someone about probably an hour and a half ago said, I don't understand how you pee in the kayak or whatever. And I said, you don't. You just plan it well and you go back to shore when you need to pee or whatever. I need to pee now, so. Do you want to play video games? And if you do, which video game is your favorite? So I'm not a video game person. I never have been. When I was younger, most of my time was allocated towards, I'm a musician, so I did a lot of music practice, and I was a martial artist and martial art instructor. That was my first job. So all my time was kind of dedicated there, and I wasn't a video gamer. And then as I got older, I stopped doing martial arts because of a variety of reasons. They didn't treat me very well as an employee there, which was kind of the catalyst for stopping. But I did that for 10 years. I did that for 10 years and eventually stopped. And I continued with music, but something else, started to fill the void. And that was my outdoor stuff. So in 2020, I started fishing, and then as I got more and more into fishing, because 2020 with the pandemic, you kind of were just forced to do something outside. As I got more and more into fishing over the years, I expanded into other things. So now I do hunting and archery and slingshot and camping and gold panning and all this different stuff. Mushroom hunting, all sorts of fun stuff. So I kind of expanded. I've never really played video games. I played a couple with friends. I played Wii and stuff like that. But Minecraft is always cool because I'm a creative person. You can be creative in that. I've played Fortnite a couple times, which is fun. I enjoy shooting things in real life, so shooting things, that's fine. What else have I played? I played like a racing simulator thing before. That was cool. But generally, no, I'm not a video gamer. So playing Fortnite right now. There you go. Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say. Do you think you could write your own sports magazine, Outdoor Sports? I feel like that sounds like a lot of work, and I'm not afraid of a lot of work in general, but to do a lot of work, you have to be motivated to do so, and that in particular is not something I'm motivated to do. I mean, YouTube's a lot of work. It takes like 10 hours on average to edit one of my long forms. I have longer long forms on average. That takes a lot of dedication, and I'm motivated to do that. I wouldn't be motivated to do that, so do I think I could? Do I have the capability? Yeah, probably. But I'm not motivated to do that. Motivation is actually like the biggest driver in whether you can or can't do something, I'd say. People say like you can do anything you put your mind to. Not true, but like it's almost true. So you just have to be motivated. Do you see a lot of bears? Up here we see them occasionally. We actually had one. We have like security camera things on our house. We had one get caught on our security camera a month ago, maybe. I've seen a couple in videos up here. If you look back at, it's called like Pocono Multispecies Madness V3. It's a video from a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. There's bears that are somewhere in that video. If you comment on the video and they're like, where are the bears? I can find it for you and put it in there. But it's like halfway through that video. It's a long video. But yeah, we've seen a couple up here. Actually, when I was a couple years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, I was out on a morning run. That's one of the things I'm also pretty passionate about is my fitness. I like running. I like lifting. That sort of thing. It also bleeds into all my stuff. Like you need to be pretty fit to pull back a bow and be able to do it consistently. Like I can pull a 90-pound bow. You don't do that if you don't lift. So I've only ever pulled an 80-pound bow, but with how easy the 80-pound bow was, I'm very confident I could pull a 90. I wouldn't want to hunt with that because you'd have to like hold it at full draw and all that and do it consistently, but I could pull it. Anyway, I was out on a run one morning, running a really good clip. I think I was running I think it was just a mile, but I went out and did a mile, and I was right at the end, and a bear walks right out in front of me, and I was like, oh crap. He was like probably 12, 13 feet from me, and he didn't care. The black bears aren't really all that dangerous. Only when it's a mom with cubs are they dangerous, but it was like the size of like a big dog, like a German Shepherd sized dog. In your head you think they're much bigger, but he really wasn't that big, and he didn't want anything to do with me. I think he kind of wanted to vacate the area because I was running down the street towards where he was, and he said, well, I'm out. Do you pay people to edit your videos? No, I do it all myself. So everything on the channel is a one-man operation. Like I have people who help me with stuff, and oh my goodness, I got bit big time. I have people who help me with stuff and like, you know, show me how to do things, and like certain activities that I do, like, you know, I do it with people. So it's not like a complete one-man operation. It's not like I'm the only person that's ever in the videos or doing anything. But like as far as editing and filming and all that, like I don't have a cameraman. I don't pay people to edit. I do it all myself. So hey Bob, how's it going? We got the saving grace comment has our fish count on the board. I think we got 7 today. No, we're +1. We also got a pumpkin seed a couple minutes ago, so we're up to 8. And then you saw my catch from earlier today. I was telling people, giving them a sneak preview without revealing too much, because I don't want to give it away before the video happens. But oh, there's a bat flying around. But yeah, so good day of fishing. Good day of fishing for sure. It's getting dim. We should probably get heading back, because I'm going to come out here and fish in the dark. But I'm not going to do that live, because that's a hassle, especially on this kayak. If I was on my other kayak at home, I have a little bit more room to move around and mount lights and all that sort of stuff. In this kayak, that's a hassle. So I'm going to come out here and fish in the dark, but with the GoPro. So we should get heading back. What's up, Nolan? Well, I said that like I'm saying that to them. I was just reading their chat. What's up, Nolan? Well, we caught fish, and we are heading back to the house because it is definitely getting dim, as you guys can see. Oh. Oh. So, videos upcoming. Sorry, I got distracted. I've got a short, really cool short that Bob knows a little something about. It may or may not be me creating some cool Gyutaku art that's hanging. Well, it's actually not hanging on Bob's wall. It's sitting on a shelf. I've seen it in his house. But it may or may not be a video of me creating that. That's a short coming out Friday evening. Sometime early next week, maybe Sunday, Monday, um, we are going to be putting out a long form from last year's Ocean City, Maryland trip, where I spent 24 hours eating nothing except for what I got from the ocean. And I did it the right way. A lot of people have made videos like that, and they'll cook it up in oil and all this stuff. I cooked it up on modern appliances, but I didn't use any seasonings other than what I could make from the ocean and derive from the ocean. So we are going to put that video out there. It's a really fun one. I have to catch food or find food from the ocean to get food for 24 hours. It was a cool experiment to see some things. That video is coming out early next week. I'll have a couple shorts releasing, maybe one or two throughout the week. And then my hope is we are heading down to the Outer Banks, not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. And on the drive down there, or on the day we get down there, whatever, maybe that's that Sunday, that Monday, something like that, that evening, I'm going to premiere one of the 2 videos that I filmed while we were down in the Outer Banks last year. I'm going to be doing some lives, some shorts throughout our time in the Outer Banks, and then on the drive back, because we got a 7-hour drive back, I'm going to premiere the other video. That's the hope. I'm going to see if I can get both of them done. I'm going to premiere the other video I filmed there last year. So we're going to have an Outer Banks content marathon, and that'll be fun. So we got Ocean City content coming out, sprinkled in there, just some random shorts for the week and stuff like that, and then Outer Banks content marathon. I think it's going to be a good time. We got that coming down the pipe. 3 long form videos, a couple shorts coming at you real soon. So yeah, can I just give you my email right now? You can, but the comments, I won't be able to see them for like 12 hours until the video processes. So if I forget it, I won't remember it. I'd still just suggest sending me a comment or giving me a comment on my most recent video or short or community post, because I will certainly be able to see that right away. I mean, I can check that. So yeah. Hey, Ninja Plays, how's it going? Nancy, stand by. Yeah, we're pulling in to the house. It's getting dim for sure. So we're gonna pull into the house, take a little break. If Limo Kids leaves me a comment, I can respond to that, do a couple things, and then I'm gonna get set up with the GoPro and all that, and I'm gonna come back out here on the kayak in the dark. I'll screenshot it and then delete it and text it to you if he wants. Yeah, Bob has my phone number, so if you want to do that, Limo, I believe that's your name, and the other one was L Adventures. You got 2 channels that you're in here with today. If you want to do that and put your email in here now, Bob can screenshot it and text it to me then. So what do you feel like doing? Do you have crawfish in this lake? I'm not actually sure if there's crawfish, but I have had experiences with crawfish. Bob Anyfin, who's in chat right now, and I are actually, we were, and I suppose still are, thinking about eventually doing crawfish catch and cook together. So I gotta see if I can get out of the kayak. Getting out of the kayak after a long kayak fishing session is always difficult because your legs don't want to work. Oh yeah. All right. I'm on the dock. Flip y'all. We'll just pull you up. Please hold. All right. I'm not sure if you guys can even see me. Oh, there I am. All right. Yeah, Bob, Kev, maybe even Lyle and I are going to do lots of adventures soon. Bow fishing, frogging. I'm sure we'll do some more general fishing, crawfish catch and cook. We'll be doing some stuff. I enjoy hanging out with Bob and the fam. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to shut down the live here. Limo's got a chance at a buzzer beater comment here, or they're going to leave them on most recent content. But yeah, I'm gonna get rolling. I'm gonna be filming tonight. Some on the GoPro, doing some fun things. But yeah, can I do a live stream tomorrow morning of you fishing? Potentially. I don't know what tomorrow looks like as far as the plan. We got some family plans too, but I'll be popping up. Stay tuned if you want to. I never like ask people to do this, but there is like a little notification bell that should notify you if I go live. So if you hit that, you'll know when I pop up. If I can pop up tomorrow, I will, but no promises. Thank you guys for coming in. This was a fun live. We caught a good number of fish out on the kayak today. 4 species, 8 fish out on the kayak. It was a good day of fishing. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Good conversation today too. This was a really good live. I'd say probably the best of the week so far. So thank you guys for participating in that. I will see you guys next time. Adios for now.